Chris Lee and Blake Lovell of Southeastern 14 here to preview the Gasparilla Bowl. That is between Missouri and Wake Forest. Missouri ended its season on a high note with an upset of Arkansas, and Wake Forest had kind of a strange season. Sam Hartman, Wake's fine quarterback, is leaving after the year, but apparently playing in the bowl game. Missouri's got some opt-outs, including Dominic Lovett, who's in the transfer portal, and a couple other key players. Blake, this is going to be an interesting matchup between two teams that are very different in the way they play.
Yep. Yeah, this is, as with all these bowl games, like we say, is just, I think this is a flip a coin type game in terms of where these two teams are at. And as always, now with the transfer portal, some guys are leaving, and certainly significance, I think, on the Missouri side, at least to this point. And so, yeah, when you factor all that in, it's just all these bowl games are hard to predict, but we preview every game in the season, and this is another one on the schedule. And yeah, this is, for professional bettors that are not us, because we are not those, man, this is probably a hard one to try to figure out. So.
Well, one other note, too. I was texting a source at Missouri as we're doing this. I couldn't find Isaiah McGuire saying he wasn't going to play in the bowl game. Apparently, he's probably not. That would be big, because Isaiah McGuire is Missouri's best defensive player, fine defensive lineman, and, of course, Dominic Lovett, their receiver, who, in my opinion, was the best one in the league this year behind Jalen Hyatt at Tennessee. If Missouri is without what are, in my opinion, its best offensive and defensive player, spoiler alert, it's going to be hard for me to pick against Wake Forest.
Yeah, I mean, but you're still talking about a Wake Forest team that lost 4 of its last 5 games, and
right,
not exactly a ton of positive momentum heading into the bowl game. And so, yeah, I get what you're saying, and I would probably agree on that in terms of just losing not having those players on the field for Missouri. But again, I don't think it's as though Wake Forest exactly finished with a lot of positive momentum either. So it's just, yeah, trying to figure out who's going to put it all together. So.
Well, Wake Forest also doesn't exactly have a tremendous defense. It is giving up 29.3 points a game. Missouri scoring 25.5 per rush play, and rush plays do not count as, or sacks don't count as rush plays. Those are counted in pass plays. Missouri rushing for 4.7 per rush play, Wake giving up 4.6. Missouri throwing for just 6.5 yards per pass play, Wake giving up a respectable 6.9, I guess is a good way to put it. Wake has registered 28 sacks. Missouri's given up 23. Wake has 7 picks. Missouri has thrown 9 of those. Missouri has lost 10 fumbles, and Wake has recovered 8. Yeah, Wake is not strong on defense, but Missouri not exactly strong on offense either. Brady Cook was really good in the Arkansas game, so let's give credit where it's due. But without Lovett, this is not a team that just blows your socks off offensively.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, I think Brady Cook has done some good things. We kind of talked about some things towards the end of the season. You can see, I think him improving in several different areas. They can run the ball, I think, fine. Obviously, he's part of that equation in terms of being able to do some things with his legs. But like you said, taking Lovett out of the mix, guy that, was it just the numbers he put up? I think double basically their second best receiver, right? From that standpoint. So, and I think he was really the only one that had I looked at this earlier. He's the only one had a pass play that went longer than 46 yards. And of course he had a 79-yard one this season. So I think you take that out of the mix, and yeah, it removes a big element of an offense that already was not, great. And so now when you take that out, I think it's going to be interesting to see, how they go about getting a lot more, offense going just without a big time receiver like that had 56, receptions, 846 yards. And just, was such a big part of that from a playmaking standpoint.
Okay, before we talk about the other side of the matchup, a shout out to our presenting sponsor, Stakes. You can predict sports better than the crowd for a chance to win NFTs. With Stakes, players can cement their sports predictions against friends, other fans, and influencers forever. Don't let your sports genius go overlooked. Join Stakes and have the best predictions captured in the moment. Head to playwithstakes.com/14. User invite code Southeastern14 for a double welcome bonus. When Wake has the ball, it's interesting. Wake runs that slow mesh offense, which it's hard to explain if you haven't seen it. Basically, the quarterback does a lot of RPO stuff and waits very long to make decisions based on how the defense reacts. It is not easy to stop. Sam Hartman, who's played forever, leads that offense. Wake is averaging 36.8 points a game. Missouri, very good defensively, even with that 60 whatever it gave up to Tennessee, only giving up 25 a game. Wake has lost 6 fumbles. Missouri has recovered 7. Wake has thrown 12 picks. Missouri has made 10. Wake has given up 36 sacks. Missouri has registered 33, so that's something to watch, although with McGuire not playing this one, that might be a little tougher to come by in terms of getting to Hartman. Okay, yards per rush play, Wake averaging 4.2, Missouri giving up 4.6 per pass play. Wake averaging 7.5, Missouri only giving up 5.9. The Tigers have been really good against the pass, which is going to make this, in my opinion, interesting. Missouri has got several good corners in this Rakestraw Jr. Being one of those. I mean, the secondary is really good on the whole. Joseph Charleston. But A.T. Perry is not the easiest guy to contend with either. Wake's fine receiver.
Yeah, I mean, again, I think you kind of know what to expect from Wake Forest. I think offensively with Sam Hartman, and he just brings a different dynamic in terms of the offensive style and how they're going to play, and even in some of the games they lost, right, they're putting up points, and I still think it's one where we say all that to say. We talked about Missouri's defense all year long, but like you said, if they're without a key piece like that, that certainly changes the dynamic a little bit. But for the most part, the entire season, Missouri's defense was really, really good. And it's just how much of that do you get in this game, given the layoff, given the personnel that may or may not be on the field. Those are always questions that when you get to this kind of point in the season with bowl games, that's just a big question that I don't think we really know the answer to. And so probably would lean more towards the known. And to me, the known is that, Sam Hartman and, like you said, Perry and those guys, they have a clear connection offensively. They've done this a lot in terms of putting up points. And I think we just have someone like Hartman leading the way, especially in these kind of scenarios where it's these, one-off games, bowl season. I just think you tend to lean towards the confidence a little bit more in those kind of guys and what they've produced to this point, probably.
Chris Abrams-Drain was their other corner whose name I was trying to think of as we did that. They've got 2 really good corners. Okay, some miscellaneous stuff before we make picks. Penalty yards. Missouri penalized 62 yards a game. Wake just 39. That's one of the better marks in the country. FEI's special teams ranking, Missouri 96, Wake 88. Strength of schedule, according to ESPN's FPI, Missouri 12, Wake 57. And our Southeastern 14 composite ranking, which is 4 computers we really like, Missouri is 47, Wake 42. Line on this one, 1.5, over under of 61.5. That makes Wake a 32-30 favorite. Over under on this should be 58 based on what the teams have done so far. Blake, I'll be honest, I just don't like it when you've got key players transferring or opting out of a bowl game and what is a fairly even matchup to begin with. And I feel like Wake is the pick in this game to win with the points, and the over-under, I think I like the under on this one perhaps.
Yeah, I would probably go with the same. Again, we're not professional bettors, but I think you look at it from that standpoint. I think even Missouri's defense, again, it's hard to know without some of the guys on the field, but I still think there's probably a chance that, they're a little stingy here and maybe can slow Wake Forest down a little bit, but I just don't know what to expect from Missouri's offense either, right? And without Lovett and the factored in and how many points do they put up. So I'm with you. I think the better choice is probably the under here if you have to bet on something, or if you're just trying to find something to kind of latch onto. That's probably what stands out to me the most in this one.
Okay, BROTHROW lets you bet on all 50 states. It's not the house, so bettors have a fair chance of winning. Doesn't take a cut of bets. No minimum bets, no deposits needed. Go to brothrow.com/SE14. Sign up today. Bettors pay each other directly. Hassle-free sign-up process. Help out our partners at BROTHROW. Help us out. Thanks for watching us. I'm Chris Lee. He's Blake Lovell. We are Southeastern 14. We'll see you again soon.